Hello everyone, SpeeDMan here, back with a next episode of Let's Learn Civilization 6. And this one, we're going to go ahead and carry on with our Teddy Roosevelt run and doing a good job here developing our preserves and getting tempo where we need it.
You have built
We're going to do a
great
little more
cities of
work on
stone
it, and
and seen early
I'd like to
empires
go ahead
rise and
and
fall.
develop that just a bit
Soon
more,
you will stand under the
take care of
towering
some of the
pinnacles of
essential things of
castles
development, and then
alongside
we'll
your
be in a good
gallant
position.
knights.
And then I think we'll be
That is where
definitely
the
pretty
story
happy
of
with
your people will be written.
where we are.
Just as the young apprentice learns to carry a sword, so shall you grow to understand your place in this world. And so it is upon your broad shoulders, Theodore Roosevelt, to charge forth and lead your people on their great adventure. Use your military might to give the peoples of your homeland the square.
Okay, so from where we last left off, we're getting ready to get some of the other essential points of improvement going. If I were wanting to go for just outright culture here, yes, I could go for there. And that would be likely a +4. Let's see here. Actually, most likely a +3. +3 on top of, I think, 4. Whereas if I put a preserve here, all those tiles that are gaining additional culture, like this one and so on, would gain even more. It would gain another 2. Like these two would automatically at this point become even better. Let's take a look. So that's a charming 2. That's a charming 2. So both of these charming ones, it actually gains some good value. It would also help these ones to get a little bit of tempo as well. So it's not going to hurt. I'm going to develop this a little more. Normally I would set up a city somewhere around here. There's just not enough space for me to do so. So I'd rather set up a city here in the south. As you can see, they're on their way over now. So the thing about Teddy, and particularly when it comes to a Teddy Preserve run, is that focusing on a lot of improvements is going to be tricky because there will pop up some improvements that will be next to places where I know I'm going to need them. And it's going to be a matter of how do I budget whether or not I go for something. And that's going to be the tricky part, is whether I make a push for something or I hold off, because I know if I try to make a mine, it's going to it's going to affect the immediate value of other tiles nearby from an appeal standpoint. So those are things I have to recognize, and I have to see whether or not it is viable as a player to say, okay, I'm going to change some of these things. You know, I'm going to want to pick up, amenities in different ways. Like that tile, if I were to upgrade it, that tile loses its value. That loses, 1 food, and it loses 1 faith. So it just becomes like your run-of-the-mill, normal 2 food, 1 production tile. This already now becomes a lot more viable because of these preserves. And that's really the key of these preserves, is that as my cities will eventually grow, I will make an effort towards getting to steel. And let's take a look. So obviously I'm going to go back to the wheel. Let's click on that. 17 upgrades, right? Including the wheel, including a few things. So I would need to start working on a lot of different upgrades, basically buy a water mill so that way I can get that upgraded. We'll need to make walls somewhere. Getting an aqueduct. So things like that, like there are a lot of structural things I would need in place for this to actually really be even more optimal. So if you just went straight down the line, the way the game kind of just auto defaults once you click on this, that's one thing. But what you could do is, if you find yourself getting certain boosts earlier, you could go down that tree and that will help you out as you play. Being adaptable to that makes sense. Like, so right now, um, having access to a watermill is more important. I would rather get watermills earlier so that way I can make better use of that. Then I can get walls, so I'll go that way, right? And then at this point, I can leave options open. Both of these will get boosted by making the walls and then making the watermill here. So one of the things is in a game like this where you're not producing a metric fuckload of science like, you know, like SpeeDMan is at this early stage of the game, one of the things is that I'm starting to find out and learn more is that you want to pick up early on an emphasized effort on getting these boosts and being very pointed about what your development direction is. The reason I would like to go for this is specifically right here is to appeal. All tiles in the civilization gain 2 appeal. So if I were to click on, if I were to press the 3 button and it pulls up the hotkey for appeal, all this green here would automatically convert into, you guessed it, it would convert into really high value stuff. So that's where it ends up having a lot of value. And yes, having a preserve here will not only culture bomb these tiles, but also increases the appeal. So the appeal on these tiles will improve, and that puts them in a situation where they get closer to breathtaking status. So that's like, for example, that's a 2 charming, that's a 2 charming, you know, those are 2. All of these would immediately get promoted into full-scale breathtaking, and that would just skyrocket the value of these preserves. The preserves are very good, but they're also very high opportunity cost. From what I'm learning to gather here, is that the thing is that with these preserves, they could be very useful for a player like Teddy. They play well, very, very well into Teddy's abilities because they further amplify some of the bonuses and gains that you get. So, for example, let's pick, you know, let's pick this tile right here. It's getting additional culture. It's 2 culture right here, right? But then it's getting 2 culture from the grove that's inside here, as you can see. And so now that's a 4 culture tile. In line with the AI, that's not that bad this early on. So another little bit of culture boost here would actually be really beneficial for overall tempo. The important thing is being aware of where your appeal tiles are in relation to what it is you're working on. So if I were to put a mine here, for example, I lose 2 appeal, or actually I'll lose 1 rather. And it does have a negative impact on some of these other tiles. This would lose appeal, other ones would lose appeal. To get around that, really what I have to do is also, by the way, I will make a focus on getting this as 600 gold. And I will want to pick that up soon. I have 80 gold per turn, so it's a pretty good amount. Let's see here. We're at a point where the AI will start to value Hippo favor. So I'm going to go ahead and add a 0 on that and pick that up. And you value it at 7. So if I wanted to just boost my science up even more, let's take a look at who's going to have a good amount of, so like Amurix, you've got a good amount of gold income. So let's make a deal with you. Let's give you 30. And see, that's not very much, because he's got 1 gold per turn. It's really tempting. And that's the tricky thing, is these numbers make it a little harder to gauge whether or not I'm going to actually get reasonable value. at this stage of the game, nobody else really has gold per turn. And that's kind of the crappy part is right now I'm kind of just, I got to ride out the fact that I've got 80 gold a turn, which itself is, pretty good. I mean, it's not bad in any way, shape, or form, really. I mean, um, it doesn't hurt to have that kind of gold per turn income. It just doesn't. Now, I will want to consider removing some of these marches, getting some of these going, so I can eventually expand some stuff that I'd like to do. I am at maximum growth here, so I will go ahead and just get a granary. I'd like to get a little bit of food tempo here. And at this point here, not a lot else I can do with this guy. Same thing here. You know, they're both pretty limited. I'll probably go ahead and I will go ahead and take that down. And let me also check. Yes, so Itamananki has already been built. And of course, Brazil is a character that plays very, very well into rainforests as per his ability. So it is key typically that you do get that. So in the case of Itamananki, is very, very much not just beneficial for because of the rainforest. I think it's specifically for marshes, if I remember correctly. So if there's a lot of marshes and rainforest, it does play well into... Ah, there it is. +1 science and 1 production for all floodplains, and then +2 production or +2 science and 1 production for all marsh tiles. So that's pretty damn good. There's a lot you could do with that. I'm going to go ahead and bring you down around.
Yosemite Valley to me.
70. It's pretty high value. I'm going to go ahead and I would like you to promote on the right tree. Eventually, I do want to get later in the game the 20% or +20 combat strength in all situations, because that would make the scout very, very powerful. That's just a standalone solo unit.
Don't reinvent the wheel.
So now that's done, go ahead and skip turn. We will consider the university here. That's not a bad option. Actually, getting a university would be good, and also getting Mitla up to 3 would also help. I mean, it would not hurt to pick up a watermill. That would give me the boost for construction, which I can go into military engineering, which would be good. If I go down to the bottom tree here, getting ancient walls, that would also be good, and I will likely do that. It's going to take 14 turns to build a university. It would take a long time to just basically plow through everything normally. You know, the key here is trying to boost things in an order that makes sense according to the build you're going for. And I will be getting some good means here. Yes, iron is nice, but, you know, it's really not the end of the world, because really at this point in the game, iron eventually is going to get phased out with niter and other things soon. Not soon, but just eventually, within the next so many turns, like so many, tens of turns. I would like to pick up a little bit more culture per turn, though. At least for now. That's 5 turns. So we'll buy the watermill. That got down 1 turn, I think, unless I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so Catholicism is coming back. Good. That is a much better religion for me to eventually assimilate. Meteor showers are tempting, but the thing is all they do is provide you with. Let's actually go there. That's going to give that more population. And you will do this there. Both of those now are a little more advanced. So once again, like we were talking about earlier, Preserve is going to be able to provide me with more benefits here. So that's a 7-turn Preserve. Is there a way I can compromise a little bit here? So that remains. I mean, most of these tiles, it's not going to make too much of a difference. So 14 turns for growth here, that's not bad. It's negative to amenities. Not concerned about the meteor shower. I will pick up that. Now that Buffalo, you are around, I will want to do this immediately. Actually, yeah, that's fine. That's actually a nice little boost to the other stuff. You will pick up that. You'll go into Preserve. You'll go, let's see here. Those tiles being impacted by this volcanic eruption is not bad. And later in the game, I will probably go with Saint Basil's Cathedral. It'll definitely help. And just in general, having these extra builders doesn't hurt because it means I don't have to buy as many later in the game. Because Ancestral Hall in general is not a bad thing to have really currently at this game phase. Yes, I can chop that. That's a 1/1. It's a tough call. It's a bit of a tough call. But I feel like what makes sense is if I go that's 55 turns. What I would like to do is find a way to get another trader so that way, or unless this gets done, then I can shift down to Buffalo. So that's been going for a little bit. They're going to sleep for a little while because that's not going to give enough to get that done. It's 146 and it will only benefit it a little bit. It's down to 44 turns instead of 48 turns just from that little bit of adjustment to science. That's where it really has a lot of value too, is other things that I'm doing will provide me enough science to focus heavily on certain improvements. And the thing is, I am very much wanting to get the Eiffel Tower this game, also to help showcase kind of the value in a run like this. That way, there's an example of how these kinds of things can kind of tack on more and more value and benefits over time. This at some point I will add. So that's charming. That's good. These other things are charming, and they're all going to get into immediately. Well, once late game, I have no thank you. Yeah, basically once late game, I have the Eiffel Tower down. A lot of these will all just become breathtaking, and they're just gonna immediately skyrocket value. Because what we'll basically have just a little bit of value here and there will have an astronomically higher amount of value in terms of the individual per tile yields. And that's really where it's extremely critical.
Your Grace, we have a...
When wasteful war shall statues over...
You go around and then you're going to go left. Excuse me. So, is there anything else I could specialize in that would be useful for my current setup? I built a water mill. Masonry is complete, so I can probably go ahead and consider working on a wall somewhere. That's 8 turns. That'd be 4 turns. Walls wouldn't be bad though, just because I can get that boosted. So Cargo steel. I'm gonna have to get that anyways, so I'm gonna go do that one because I cannot make an iron mine. So I'll go ahead and try to go for the things that I know I can't go for. In this next turn, I'll go ahead and work on ancient walls. Actually, if I get that going, that'll probably unlock something. Because I can probably go there, and then maybe go into some of this other stuff. Yeah. Perfect, trade route's done. I'm going to ship them over here. That's very much on cue. So I'm happy with that. You're going to transfer the Buffalo. Buffalo is going to need every bit of tempo I could possibly muster out of it. This is really, really excellent though. Like I feel comfortable in this game position so far. These tiles are just going to only get better. And being better, that's going to allow them to really pick up more and more
The Lord
value.
made us all out of iron.
So now that you're there, that's, 5 food. That's 5 food right there. I mean, that is ridiculous. 5 food to production. Just like that. And now this is actually going to be a city that can like legitimately grow. But the problem is it has to have a trade route in order for it to not lose population. That's going to be the tricky part at this part of the game phase here. I'm not likely going to have 3 archers. I do want to get ancient walls. Let's see here. I will have to get stirrups. I'm not going to get that in time, so I'm going to just go ahead and get that, which will mean I can get that. Actually, I'll probably have to get that as well. So that'll open up the game a little bit. We'll do this one for now. We'll see if that opens up anything for me. In the meantime, I'll go for ancient walls after I get this. And then adopt a government with 6 inherent policy slots. Where I am at currently, I could probably make a beeline towards monarchy, so that's 5, 13, that's 30 turns away, which isn't terribly bad. So 30 turns, that's going to be a little while. So if I go through South Tree here, get some of this other stuff down here, work on this and work on that, get the boosts for some of this other stuff, I could potentially budget enough development towards it. I will hold off on that until I can put 2 in. Just having a second one's going to provide a lot of benefits at this stage of the game. Those benefits are going to start accruing as I play more with this particular setup. You're 2 turns away. Soon to be 1 turn. We're in the medieval era, perfect, and we got it normally secured.
The 4 building blocks of the universe are fire, water, gravel, and vinyl.
Okay, so lumber mill, not worried about. Terracotta army. Let's move you west. Free inquiry, for sure. I'm gonna make use of that as options are going to be more and more limited. Okay, so we'll be going for walls after next turn, so let's go ahead and queue that up, and we'll go into monument afterwards. Just get a little bit of extra culture while we're going at it. But we'll go for that. Monarchy will be good because I can just get that faster. Earlier I can get that, the earlier I can focus on their stuff. Because right now I'm pretty limited in overall development. Plus because I have autocracy, the thing is a monarchy, that's going to give me 3 wildcard slots. So there's a point where I may not even need to have a diplomatic card. You know, I could take that off and not really have to worry about it for a little while because I'm going to be gaining 50% influence points anyways. It will obviously, you know, it will develop more if I put the 2 in, because the 2 in with 5, you know, then having additional more will obviously, you know, it'll give me like closer to almost 10. So I'll be able to get like an envoy almost every 10, 15 turns, which is pretty fucking good. I mean, it's not bad. I'm gonna get walls soon, so that's gonna get boosted. I would like to go for something that I'm not gonna be able to have a boost for. Feudalism Civic. I can't actually go for that. So never mind, I actually might be able to. But I need to focus on this. I'll get these to within the point where they'll get boosted, and then that'll actually be useful. It'll play better. That'll actually probably play a little bit better into my game plan here. So is there anybody that's got a sufficient amount of gold per turn? You. It's 5. 5, okay. So let's give you seven. Since I have 417, give him 30. Be 6 per turn. A little bit to work with. And I'll hold off on the iron for now. Oh, you actually got a decent amount of gold per turn. So let's do 60. Eight, so that would be 16. Yeah, that's pretty good value. And now I just drained you of all your gold per turn, and I'm just about to make a ton more gold. So, perfect. And now I'm in a position where I could really start to take control of not only the parts of the game here, but I can actually buy some stuff that I need pretty badly. Now I don't need to worry about, you know, eventually I'm going to save that for now. This I will use just for the housing for now, because that housing is going to start to really build fast. Open borders. I mean, that's fair enough. More gold doesn't hurt. I would like Catholicism to win this one. Perfect. And then we'll go due west. You will keep a unit there. And these units will, these tiles, sorry, these tiles will actually get much better in time. It's 28 turns. It will get better to a point where I'll go ahead and buy a water mill, and the water mill will just basically, it'll give me that little extra bit of production. And it's also just going to mean I can work on other things and not really worry about the city's growth, not as much. Same thing with this city. This city is going to need some basic things to get it really properly going. It's been going at it for a little while now. Move you south. So it's definitely good. Getting another campus will help. It'll keep me just slightly competitive because the others are starting to pull in a little bit, or pull away a little bit.
The taxpayer. That's something.
Alliances will be useful. The question is, at what point am I going to get anybody that is interested in said alliance? Everybody's unfriendly. Try to get some benefits with other people. Make friends with Brazil since he's closest to me. I'm not going to be able to do that at the moment. Just getting mutual open borders with the others, you know. This would not hurt. We already got. That way, the little positives may impact some of them in a way that would change them from unfriendly to just neutral. And you never know, that may actually be enough of a benefit. So a lumber mill here could be very useful. It is a boost for something. Oh, it's right here. I'm pretty landlocked, so I'm not really focused on that too much. That is 2 production, though. That is a pretty damn good amount. Yeah, 3 production, 1 food. Okay, yeah, no, that just made this instantly more viable. Perfect. So that's great. That is very, very great. Since that city's now going to have pretty good tempo, I'm going to go ahead and buy that there. That'll just help this city kind of get off its feet a little bit more. Or get on its feet a little more. I'll let you carry on for 9 turns. Ancient walls will be done next turn. That's perfect. And no, I do not want any more of the lumber mills until I set up a lumber mill over there. Because it's far enough away from the other stuff where it's not going to impact things negatively. Because a city here with like a lumber mill set up there would be pretty damn good. Like another lumber mill, or not lumber mill, like another preserve here. Is it appeal? There we go. Appealed areas, high appeal areas, like right there. So another preserve here would be critical. And then go to settler and putting a settlement right there. Boom. That's another big group of bonuses here. That's going to get better. And basically the cover for the amenities that I won't be getting, I'll just basically eventually be building a couple of entertainment complexes, and that'll help kind of neutralize some of that problem. So no problem. Actually, that's going to give me the best benefit as of right now. You don't have very much to do. Could probably... Yeah, I'll buy that and then send you there. Just make another lumber mill so that way I've got it covered. So, no problem. Ancient walls are done here. We'll go ahead and get to work on the grove. That's going to provide some nice bonuses for me, so I'm going to make use of that while I have the opportunity to do so at a decent value. Yeah, there's not a lot of production I can add. When do we get access to sanctuaries? It's conservation, I believe. Yes, so it's going to take a long time to get there, but that will be also equally as important. Get you there. You're already growing as you need. Now this city is starting to pick up some steam, which is just as I'm looking for. This city is going to be plenty fine for a while, so we're okay. We're a-okay. Well, seas aren't going to be really an issue because I'm not near a lot of water for me to be under threat. Only one city is close enough for really any sort of kind of like ranged attack like that, and even then.
We can no more have exact religious thinking without theology.
So there's an opportunity to pick up did get Hypatia. Let's see here. So that's 9.2. So they're going to be an Ottoman. So I am starting to become a little competitive with them. Have the Ottomans met that unmet player? They have. I'm going to take a look west. I just have a feeling that if the Gauls are here, then they've got to be somewhere else. And that's probably going to be west. Good, I've got another envoy. I can technically start building towards getting 3 and 3. And that would put me in a very, very excellent position. Overall growth tempo in this region is pretty good. No, that's a terrible deal. I probably could have switched off the Great Profit point, but that's the Great Sciences point, but that's fine. Actually, it's
when I saw the house of
thing
Artemis that
good. So that's going to help my amenities. Well, damn well should. This I would like to get going. 4 turns, I'll go ahead and get that going, so in 4 turns I can buy another grove. Oh, we did take non-Medal. We're gonna get back to there. It's the best tile you can get on at the moment. Really, right now, there's not much else these guys can get to do. So I'm gonna just leave them there because there may be a point where I can actually upgrade something there.
After a lot.
Excuse me. So we'll call for mutual open borders. Not very long turns at the moment, so it's not too bad. And the very small military that I have has done what it's needed to do. So it's perfect. That's 2 turns away, so that grove will be done. That's 7 turns out. That's 6 turns from being done. It's 2 turns, so a grove purchase there will prove very, very beneficial. That'll just add even more value and also help these tiles. And the other thing is too, because it's going to give additional food. The food, a little bit of faith, and the good bit of culture, that's really going to help this. You'll see that this will start to grow a good bit. This will probably go into the high 30s, which will be kind of closer to where I want to be.
Betwixt the stirrup and the ground, mercy I asked.
I should have waited for that. That's a mistake of mine. But let's see here. Get back to work on this other stuff here. 7 turns away from that, so that's going to get boosted. Build an aqueduct. Let me go ahead and get engineering so I have the option for an aqueduct. I'll get working towards that. Spoof you up, get some intel. You've met this unmet player, so they're probably around this region. He looks like he's probably going to be declaring war on this other player pretty soon here. So I might as well get an eye on that. Perfect. And that is going to boost me up to the low to mid 30s. Perfect. And we'll buy that. It's going to give me up to the mid 30s now. And now that is absolutely perfect because that's going to give me really critical development for the things I'm going to need. You're going to go ahead and get to work on the university. I mean, look at, this is where preserve is just so beautiful. Like, this is going to get modified later on in the game. That's going to get modified later in the game. Same with that. And then once I have a sanctuary, all these things are just going to gain tons more value. Again, this is where it becomes very, very critical from a development standpoint. That gives me a lot. That gives me a good amount of faith per turn. So now I can eventually consider investments in faith. So I can buy stuff now, you know, so I'm competitive here. So I'm in the lead for this. Eureka for 3 random technologies from Renaissance or Industrial Era. I can pick that up, and guess what that's going to do? That's going to put me in a position where maybe some of these things will get boosted, and that'll actually help me get just a little bit closer. You know, I might get lucky. You know, an emphasis on great scientists here could be very, very beneficial in the game. So that's why I'm trying to build some of these things quite quickly. I'm going to go ahead and work on university. Getting a couple of these universities will be good. With the current gold income that I have, it'll be really key and crucial to also think about developing. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is a little too far away. If I were to buy this, all of my cities in this current configuration would be in range. So they do lose a touch. This is a hill here. That's not hills. That is. So let's see here. I can build some stuff into this. And I don't mind removing the Martia. That's not the end of the world. I'm not going to be overly picky about that one single marsh out of the other marshes I've been working on. Although, yes, in a couple of turns I could have moved that there. Can't go back in time now.
One man's magic
Sorta.
is another man's engineering.
Aqueduct is available. Perfect. Build an aqueduct. Where can I build one at a decent time frame? And also in a place that's not going to totally, like... Perfect. So aqueduct here. 9 turns away. I'll go aqueduct into industrial zone. And then once this is closer, I'm going to go ahead and get that completed.
Oddly, it appears not to be the...
It's definitely good. That's a nice amount of science income. Science and production is not bad in that position. If he builds a Petra, that'd be a super high value Petra. Okay, yeah, 100% he needs to go for a Petra this game. Petra is way too valuable. Oh, that's a knight. Oh. Oh, that's right, because it just gives you a free heavy cavalry. So I didn't realize it was updated to whatever or it was basically set to whatever the most up-to-date version of heavy cavalry unit you have. It'll, why, damn. It's not bad. So I'm definitely liking this. Preserve is done. You will go into a grove. Continue to work on that. Yeah, we'll do a grove. These tiles will all become just that little bit more usable. Of course, it's going to take a pretty good amount of time, but that's part of the game. It is what it is. But see, now I'm at like 44 culture per turn. I immediately took off away from him, and I've caught right back up with the others here, and now I'm in one of the, I'm in the mid pack here when it comes to culture. And science, I'm obviously behind Solomon, him, and him, but that's going to catch up with universities. Remember, the AI early in the game, they get a lot of things that are going to be beneficial for them. So their stuff ends up being pretty quickly inflated in value just by nature of having 3 cities, bonuses, and other buffs and stuff that an actual human player wouldn't have because, well, it's a human player. Gazogamu. Move you up more. Still have 2 envoys. I'm not worried about using them yet. Let's see here. Buffalo. It's a 19 turn grove. Like, yes, the district here would give bonuses, but the problem is that's going to take away a lot of potential benefits here. Yeah, like that is a very nice tile. It's just happened to also be extra science as well because of the nature of it being, a strategic resource. Hugely beneficial though. Hugely beneficial. So Theater Square is now available. I am going to go ahead and work on a grove instead. I would like to utilize it as an opportunity to also pick up a monument here. That way, a lot of the city necessities in this particular area here are covered. A grove is going to take a long time to
I
get
conclude
set
then
up.
this point touching.
First, it's one turn away from being set up. Now that is good, because what I can do is I can take that off. I can put that on for a moment. Since I have another military slot, I'll go ahead and put that on. Not that big of a deal for unit maintenance. How much, in all reality, how much actually is a night in maintenance cost? Surely it's a good bit. 4 gold. It is actually a good chunk of gold that I'm not getting anymore. I'd rather keep them just in case I have to defend or something like that, but... Bring you up. Okay, thing is, I have secured, well, I'm likely to secure a normal age, which is precisely what I need. Now, I can probably go for guilds, which... let's see, let's get guilds and feudalism. And then in the meantime, we'll take the recon unit XP. Right now, that doesn't hurt. Actually, Gothic architecture, are there any wonders that I'm working on? At the moment, no. So that wouldn't provide me with a lot of heavy benefits, so no problem. Let's see here. So we'll take off Charismatic Leader. We'll go Diplomatic League. We'll leave that on for now because that's actually going to potentially be very, very helpful. We'll go Survey. I could go Conscription if I need to. You know, it's only going to shave 1 gold per turn off, so it's not really that big of a value. I know what to look for here. Civil Prestige. How many? Also, she's neutral now. That's good. That's 2. That's 2. So that would give me amenities in that city. Amenities in that. Actually, yes. I will take that. So we'll go there. Go there. Go there. Go there. Not worried about barbarians. So I'll probably just take that just for the gold at this point. Now that I realize that barbarians is not really, they're not a threat right now. I have enough control over the area to where if I just take a knight over here against a barb camp, it'll screw it up pretty quickly. Well, if it's just a normal spearman, if it's like anything past that, then I need to be pretty careful. And she's friendly now, perfect. So having a friend will be a good thing. Washington growth, where people take pride in its thriving growth. So, could probably consider another couple city locations. Another grove here, or rather, you know, another preserve here, and then a city here, aqueduct here. It's woods there as well. That's a 2-1. Woods would make that a 4-1, so that'd be pretty damn good. And perfect. So a lot of these tiles actually are not bad. Not actually bad in the least bit. So that's totally plays in line with what I'm looking for. In there. Now that's close to being done with having an aqueduct, I'll go ahead and get castles going. That way I can work on okay, it's a bit of a bug there. So I'll have that move there on its way over. That way we have another 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect. Okay, so another couple cities here, and I think we'll be in pretty prime position. Could maybe squeak something decent there. Like if I were to... No, I couldn't settle there. That's right, because the Hattusa is there. Damn. But I could stack these tiles. At least I think I can. And that's enough cities. Okay. Intelligence Agency would be pretty damn good at this stage of the game. Can make use of a really good spy by the point it becomes like highly relevant. I've got an industrial zone going here. I'll go ahead and work on that theater square. Amenities will start to get better over time. Theater square that's available there. That'll give me a pretty good amount. Also, I need to become friends with you. How about I give you something better? I don't understand how she doesn't value that then. Oh, it's because it's only like 2 gold. So if I take that, I give you an amenity. 4 gold per turn, that counts as 4 gold. If I give you... I should just wait, wait up 1 second. That's 6 per turn. Oh, dude. Oh, that's a steal. Hold up. Keep 30. I could do something a little cheeky here. 25. It's 3 gold a turn, right? Damn. Okay. Got a little greedy on that one. I'm losing a little bit of gold per turn. That's not the end of the world. It's all right. Now that's actually not a bad deal. You check out what's around here. You're now ready to go ahead and gain some value from this. It's only a one, that's a 2 production tile, but that'll turn into a 4 production tile. Just keep exploring. The stuff is starting to shape up pretty nicely. Let's see here. That's 3 turns out. 50 and 50. That's pretty damn good. You know, at this stage, not many people are kind of at the same level. These two are. A lot of others are pretty unbalanced, more for science-based, but this is not bad. Perfect. There's a way around. Thank heavens. Thank the heavens. So we're good there. Good there. That is an absurdly... Damn, that is a lot of fucking food surplus. Wonder why that's going so fast. Now that I have this much culture, I'm going to go ahead and work on science a little bit more. I'd like to get things going just a little faster. That's down to 29 turns to get for that entire specific thing. Obviously, there's more turns in between them, but overall, that's really good. The good thing is also, once I have...
Build.
Perfect. So military engineering is done. I'm not gonna be able to build an armory. I will go for that. Let's see here. 2 universities, I will be getting that. Set course for this area here. It's only 7 turns for that. That's actually pretty quick. There's nowhere I would want to build an Ampadana, though. There's too many valuable tiles, really. Because the problem is, if I clear that, those tiles are just going to lose a lot of value. So it's just not, can't do it. Just can't do that at all. Mountain tiles provide adjacency bonus to commercial, theater, square, and adjustable zones. So theater square here would get a +1. I mean, it's all right. That's all right. And then I would like to go intelligence agency. That hurt. Sorry about that. That was loud. Just kind of bumped into my desk there. Yeah, so really once I have the next 3 cities here, I think my empire will really be in the shape that I want it to be. Not too worried about settling down there. That's if I'm like really trying to go like crazy over the little things, but not a problem.
We have uncovered a way to increase...
If you see a castle in democracy, it's your vote that counts.
So... I honestly completely forgot to put this in. So I should have done that a long time ago. That was dumb of me. Kabul, okay. And an unmet player. Okay, so that tells me... Ooh, what if it's Canada? Since it's all up north here. Songlove River. I'm not sure who that would be. But Castles is done. I'm not going to have bombards. That's 3 turns, that's 9 turns. So that's going to boost up and shore up my science economy. So let's change policies. I'll take that off. Serfdom could be good, but not a major concern. I'll actually try to time serfdom to when I'm putting settlers in, or I'm putting cities down, and that'll actually give me a bunch of extra charges. So not a major concern. Let's go to 9. Let's see, that's +5. So that's a little bit more science per turn. I mean, that is beneficial. It's going to do more benefit than this now. Not making a lot of wonders, so that's not a concern. At this stage, I mean, I could go for a couple quick settlers. It wouldn't hurt. That's fine because I'm getting guilds going, and that'll actually boost that once that's done. It's only 7 turns, so that'll actually get done in time. If I go settler here, that'll be faster. That's going to be 7 turns, maybe 16 turns, but that'll get down to like probably 12 turns. This is really pop. This city is like absolutely popping. Wow. Good thing is that all of these will have groves. Yeah, all of my cities will have groves soon, so it's excellent. That means I can divert some of the gold income for some other means that I will need. Should have changed it. Fuck. What was I thinking? Bam, I just completely brain farted. Okay, that's a mistake. That's alright. Gonna be 7 turns until I can take that off. God damn it. Those are mistakes. You know, that's the thing. It's like when there's a lot of management that you have to do with a lot of different things, it's easy to slip up and not remember, and that is something I'm trying to get better about, but it still happens a good bit, fortunately. I like that they're trying to offer really bad deals for essentially a very, very little bit here. Actually, where? That's not the right one. For bonus resources? That's why. Okay, that makes sense. That's why. I'll have to be careful that Sonoman doesn't try to steal the suzerainty or suzerainty of that. Good thing is, I'm gonna go ahead and. Oh wait, never mind. I've already placed that, so we're okay. This city though. That's just too valuable. But +1 there. And then continue on with the grove. That would be a waste of time. Pick up a granary. Granary into monument. And that, I think, is pretty solid. So I can see he's trying to forward settle. Problem is he's far enough away where my cities are closer, a little closer, about the same distance this is. He's going to put himself in a compromised position, essentially. Because if the likelihood is that he's trying to set up there. He tries to declare war on it, on Hattusa. I'm immediately going to send this knight up. Actually, this knight, you're going to go up here. You're just going to get ready. That way, it's a deterrence. So I've met the minimum for a normal age. That is perfect. Soon here, hopefully I'll find the next player.
Gott grüße
Germany. Okay. They have this substantial navy, of course. Strong science. Like, best science in the game. And pretty damn good that... Let's go for mutual open borders. Just to make sure. So when he does have gold income, I can maximize value off of that. And I was first to meet everybody. Rifling, military science, and metal casting. Metal casting, that's good. Rifling and military science, I need. Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. That just saves me potentially a lot of turns, so I don't need to focus on specific things as much. Okay, that's very critical though too in this game. I wouldn't mind getting printing going. It's gonna get boosted pretty soon though too. I'll go ahead and get this going. It's 3 more turns until that gets done. That'll boost that and get that completed as well. Pretty good thing to have would be a theater square, so I'll go theater square, or university into theater square. I'll have you just kind of check out more of this area. Good, so he's friendly. Wow. Okay, he just doesn't want to trade it, period. That's fair. So science per turn is going to be boosted up a little bit by another one of these universities. Good, so Buffalo's done. That is going to go down a little bit, but that's okay. I can make that work. As the grove here will actually solve that food problem, so not at all a problem. We will change the route. We'll go Baltimore here. We'll help that smaller city down. And then